Hello friends, Tyler here with another episode of Ty's Take, coming to you from the car. And today we're going to talk about above and beyond. Above and beyond is something that for me is a lost art, and I think the reason for that is above and beyond can come in a lot of different ways. There's the traditional way, which is simply outworking everyone around you and providing additional value either to your company or to your client in a way that isn't the standardized level of either your product or your industry. And so for me, it's one that, you hear everybody talk about the hustle and the grind and all these things that are just outworking people, and that's what they're talking about. And, I think that part is one of the easy parts. You either have that ability to hustle or you don't. There's no creating that. I mean, there's no amount of planning or scheduling or, organization that can make you a hard worker. You either have that gene or you do not. And some people can get put into that position by circumstance where they have no choice and it finds a different level of motivation for them. But ultimately it's something that you are born with or not. I mean, there's no in between. And I think ultimately it's one of those things that I think is really, really overrated, because I think there's a lot more other pieces of the puzzle that people usually ignore. And for me, that one is working smart. And, you can repeat the same task over and over again in a bulk format that isn't really going to generate new opportunities for you, or in some cases, new revenue. Instead, you could simplify a task right from day one so that when you have to repeat that task, because you know that you will, it becomes easier the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time, and all of a sudden you've simplified your business model and or created a unique competitive advantage because you took the time up front to either bulk the core concept and make it a simple task, or you've created a tool or a platform that allows you to repeat that task over and over again. And so, both are considered working hard and hustling. One is smart because you're eliminating the need to go back and repeat the same task over and over again. But with that, you have to understand that there's a lot of hard work that comes into support, because anytime you change what is the customer's expectation, there's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be, a period of time that they have to learn how to use that product because it's not what their common expectation is. And it could be as simple as changing a standardized form that has been industry standard for a decade into a walkthrough where they're just entering simple information one step at a time. And instead of following the path that your tool delivers to them, they have questions right off the hop as to why they don't have to enter a certain piece of information, even though it's 2 steps down the road. That is a customer support feature that, by working smart, you will be required to provide, whether it's in FAQs or tutorials or live customer service. All of those things are part of that. And so, there's a couple pieces to that. You're obviously going to be adding cost to your business by adding a level of support. So often a lot of businesses, especially online e-commerce businesses, they try to limit it by creating really intuitive walkthroughs and, FAQ questions for those gaps in between. But as you scale your business, having live customer service is a must. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're lucky enough to have a business that doesn't require live support, then you need to ask your question, is that an advantage I can have over my competitors? And that's a real honest thought that you should put through the ringer on your side of the coin here. So, ultimately, working hard and working smart are very, very different things, but ultimately aiming at the same goal, which is to blow away your customer in a way that they want to come back with that blind trust that I'm going to talk about a lot, because that's a good customer business relationship, because They know that you're providing value, and they know that you're not going to lead them astray. So very important to do business the right way and, move ahead. But back to our original point, above and beyond, what does that really mean? And it goes back to that value thing I just talked about. Value is the most important thing that you can provide your customer. And I know my good friend Gary Vaynerchuk, not really a friend, I just have learned so much from that man. Ultimately he talks about time, and that's the most valuable thing that you're chasing from a customer. So likewise, if you're able to give that time back by simplifying their product or delivering a service to them that saves them time, then ultimately that's value. And so if you're able to do that, it is more than worth the above and beyond effort required to give them that satisfaction when they use your product. So it's all kind of an encompassing, agenda here. We're trying to provide the most value possible, and the best way to do that is to either work really, really hard or make things really, really simple by working smart. And if you can do those two things, or one of those two things, you're often going to find yourself in a really good position to succeed. And I think a lot of people are afraid to put in that hard work because they're afraid of wasting their time or putting in all that time, effort, resources, and failing. And I think if you spend more time around the entrepreneurial world, you'll find that almost every successful entrepreneur built a business and failed. And it could have been a lemonade stand, it could have been $1 million business, but often they're going to have a point in their life where they learned something the hard way and realized that hard work wasn't the only thing required to succeed in business. So, take a lot of that, think about where you provide your above and beyond value, and maybe where you can provide more, because there's no such thing as too much value. And the best part about providing a lot of value is you get to charge more. And so if you're able to ensure your value proposition is always in check, then you can focus a little bit more on driving that revenue down so that your business always stays in the black. Until next time, this has been Ty with another Ty's Takes. We'll see you soon.